Hey everyone, this is Mason Stoops, and Fender is proud to present the Mike Campbell Red Dog Telecaster. The Fender Stories collection pays tribute to legendary musicians, their beloved Fender guitars, and the extraordinary music they created. Today, we are honoring Mike Campbell, the legendary guitarist and songwriter responsible for many of the iconic hooks from the acclaimed Tom Petty and the Heartbreakers catalog. Known for his tasty rhythms and fiery leads, Mike Campbell's Fender guitars have been at the heart of his trusted formula for award-winning tone. The Red Dog came to be when Mike bought the guitar from a former student in Florida, complete with a Bigsby vibrato tailpiece and a powerful onboard boost, now known as the Destruct circuit. This Stories Collection Telecaster signature model has a variety of features to reflect the style and tone of Mike Campbell. To nail the aged candy apple color of the original guitar, this guitar features a unique heirloom nitrocellulose lacquer Red Dog Red finish. The signature model's pickup set features two vintage-style humbuckers and a single-coil Telecaster bridge pickup for sonic variety. For tonal versatility, we have master volume and tone controls with the Red Dog's unique onboard Destruct boost circuit to help beef up your tone. The 70s style C-shaped one-piece maple neck has a uniquely smaller nut width of 1.6 inches, making it incredibly comfortable to play. And the Bigsby tailpiece gives players access to a smooth, musical vibrato with iconic style. As a tribute to Mike Campbell, the signature model guitar features a custom neck plate and his signature on the back of the headstock. The Telecaster also comes with a variety of custom accessories, including a vintage-style case, strap, picks, and certificate of authenticity great for any collector. For players who want to get as close to the original Red Dog Telecaster as possible, we're proud to showcase the Fender Custom Shop version featuring Senior Master Builder Dennis Galuska, who is here with me right now. Dennis, welcome.
Thank you.
Can you tell me anything about this guitar that I'm holding currently, how it got started, how you got involved?
So obviously it belonged to the amazing Mike Campbell, who I'm a huge fan of.
Same.
I didn't know that much about the guitar going into it, but as I got to know it intimately, it's ended up being kind of a, wow, I'm really glad we're doing this kind of guitar. You know, with the humbuckers in there, and you got the middle one, which is rare for a Tele, obviously.
Definitely.
And then, of course, the Anger Everybody circuit in there that, it's just kind of a hit machine,
Was there something in particular that was a detail you wanted to focus on first or that you knew would require the most attention?
Mostly starting with the color was the biggest challenge.
Yeah.
That was step one. Our painter, Jay Nelson, I made him a ton of different photos to draw from. Of course, you never know how a printer is going to give you color versus
Totally.
different monitors. So we all kind of had to agree on the golden sample a little bit, and because the front's a little different than the back.
I was going to ask, is this like like a sun-faded orange on top, but more of a dark red on back?
Exactly, because what you already stated, the sun got to it, or stage lights, or whatever.
Sun hates red.
Sun hates all color. Yeah.
so interested in a couple things, but the boost circuit, like, where did that come from? Where did he find it? Is it something that he took out of an existing pedal or something someone made?
We do know that the preamp came from Analog Man. The bridge pickup was an Arcane pickup, so we decided to just have Arcane build all three. That way there's a nice balance, and they kind of play nice together, and you don't want any surprises when you're using different manufacturers. Really, really musical humbuckers.
Yeah.
I'm sure you found that in playing it. They just have they're very easy on notes.
They do the thing that old PAFs do, where they're almost just a big sounding single coil to me. They're not that like super mid-rangey dark thing.
Exactly.
They're bright. You wouldn't even really know this was a humbucker guitar unless you were looking at it.
That's exactly right.
That's such an important part of that original PAF sound. And it was so cool playing this and hearing how that big fat single coil sound came out and how well it works with the Tele single coil. We have to talk about, of course, my favorite feature of all, the zip tie, which we almost cut off.
Yeah, don't do that.
We thought it was maybe something with shipping. I mean, that's just on the original guitar. That's as much as we know.
Well, that's his tech chinner doing his little spin on it, when he's changing strings on a dark stage.
Totally.
He does not want to lose that spring, so that was his little contribution, and I think it was a pretty smart one. There is a bend in the trem arm.
I noticed that.
Yeah, that I matched. I have a very good photo of how his is, and I kind of just bent it to match.
I mean, the tremolo on this, the vibrato is just so smooth, and it stays in tune. And that is kind of the hardest thing to do with Bigsby's. I don't know how you did that, but
it's my magic.
Yeah.
That's what you get when you buy masterbuilt.
Were there any unique challenges with replicating Mike's guitar? Anything about this that took more time than you either thought it would or than it should have?
I mean, obviously the relicking and, getting all the dings and scratches as close as
matching all of them.
possible. Little goofy things like there's a scratch in the pick guard where the trem arm dug into it at some point.
From. Yeah.
Which actually is really super easy to do because I was just able to use the trem arm as a compass to get that.
Totally.
Yeah, that was the easiest part. Getting all the black paint out of the F on the tremolo was a total nightmare. I don't know what they use, but it's some kind of super paint that I think you can only get from a different planet.
Right. Super paint.
Super paint.
Yeah. Tali's just especially on a standard bridge, something like this is a lot of work getting these to play right, which of course you've done perfectly, but there's so little to screw up on a Tele that I don't know if you just get an overwhelming amount of fundamental information that the strings just seem to jump out more. There's less interaction with other parts. There's no springs. There's no, it's just a simpler guitar. So I feel like it's a almost simpler, purer sound. Well, I'm really appreciative of just to get some time with you to hear about everything that went into this Tele. I think it's so special. I'm a massive Mike Campbell fan, so...
Everybody's a massive Mike Campbell fan.
True. Holding this is probably the closest I'll get to holding the real thing, and I just think your work is incredible. And
well, thank you.
I appreciate your time.
I don't think I've ever heard anyone in my career have a bad thing to say about Mike Campbell and his playing. He's just kind of the universal, I love Mike Campbell.
He's perfect. Every note he plays is just correct. Every chord he uses is cool. And anything he doesn't play was the right choice.